Hey guys, it is me, Parker, and today I'm going to be telling you the story of how I got into stem cells. So, a long time ago, about 10 years ago, I was really into doing calisthenic exercises like muscle ups and dips and all kinds of different crazy movements. And so, one day I was doing handstand walks and I ended up kind of making a weird movement and I hurt my shoulder. My whole shoulder basically felt like it was I tore something. And later on I kind of went to the doctors and they told me that I tore my labrum. And so this was really bad for my overall health because it ended up kind of dominoing into having costochondritis, which means that you have inflammation in your ribs. And so I tried to figure this all out and eventually kind of got a little bit better. But then I went to the ocean to be a lifeguard in Ocean City, Maryland, and all of this exercise and saving people from the ocean day after day kind of was wearing and tearing on my body, and so it just got so bad to the point I woke up, I was all messed up, and I felt like my ribs were coming out of place, and I was having heart attacks. I couldn't breathe very deeply. I'd go to sleep, I'd be waking up messed up, and it was just a nightmare. My whole life was a nightmare. I just felt like my life was in shambles. And one day, I'm just on the internet and I see Joe Rogan talking about this place called CPI Stem Cells, and he was saying that he had this labrum tear, he had this bicep tendon tear and a rotator cuff tear, and his buddy Scotty Nelson, Ed Clay, down in Tijuana by the name of a cancer research hospital called CPI, Cellular Performance Institute, they were doing some sort of cancer research, but evolved into, treating orthopedic injuries and a whole range of different ailments and diseases. And so Joe went down there and he did the therapy and came back. So originally he had this massive tear in his shoulder, and when they did the MRI on him the second time, it turned out the doctor was kind of baffled because there was no more injury. So this kind of got me excited, but there was one problem: the cost of the stem cells. So I was calling all around. I was on Reddit trying to do the research the right way, of course, and I found that everybody was hyping and raving about this place in Colombia, in Medellin, called BioAccelerator. And I kind of reached out to them and they took me through their funnel, and I found out eventually that this was $31,000. So I started saving up for this $31,000 stem cell therapy, and while I was doing some more research, I actually ran into one of my dad's friends from Costa Rica, who's a very well-respected doctor, and he was telling me about this place in San Jose called Celebration. And so me being the curiosity type, I just decided to reach out and do a little bit more research because this was something that was really affecting my life every day. I mean, it was like a total agony. And I got a hold of the CEO. His name was Tim Kapach. Really nice guy, and I found out that Celebration Wellness and BioAccelerator, they're actually partners, or were partners, and they use the same technology. And so I thought this was great. And what was even better is that the price was actually cut in half, basically, for me. The reason why the price was cut in half is because CPI and BioAccelerator, they actually sponsor a ton of professional athletes, UFC fighters, and other, football players and stuff like that. And so they give away these treatments for free. So they became very popular online, and a lot of people come see them. So they just increase their price tag when their popularity, their brand explodes. So I was thrilled by the price and that they were using the same technology. It was very top-end quality. So the reason why I went out of the country to get stem cells is because in America, they're actually illegal to get mesenchymal stem cells, which is what they were offering me in Colombia and in Costa Rica. Mesenchymal stem cells is basically just umbilical cord stem cells. And what they have in America is bone marrow stem cells. They dig a little hole in your hip and then they pull out your marrow and use that as stem cell. So the biggest difference between these two therapies is that in America with the bone marrow stem cells, the efficacy of the therapy is greatly reduced because, number one, you're using an older stem cell from somebody that may be 40, 50, 60 years old, and you can only get tens of thousands of those stem cells. If you travel out to Panama or Costa Rica or Medellin, you're going to be getting an umbilical cord from a very healthy mother, and those are fetus stem cells, so you're going to get hundreds of millions of stem cells, and the efficacy of the stem cells can be greatly increased just by the virtue of them being brand new stem cells. And stem cells bind to almost anything. So, if you have, hair loss or erectile dysfunction, or if you have any kind of orthopedic problems, ligaments, tendons, cartilage, muscles, it really kind of is the everything fix, believe it or not. So today I'm probably around 3 weeks from doing the stem cells, and I can say without a doubt I'm noticeably different. I mean, the first day I did it, I was kind of just moving differently. It was really kind of amazing. And now, what I can say for sure is that my labrum, my shoulder, when I would raise my hand up there, I'd go like that, my shoulder would come out of place every single time. And my ribs, they would come out of place. I just go like that, and they would just be, cracking and, popping. And it was just an awful experience. And now they actually don't do that. My shoulder is completely connected. My ribs are completely connected. I have very minimal pain. And I can just kind of feel it getting better almost every day, it seems. And that's a major benefit for me because I've never kind of had that relief. And if you guys want to know more about stem cells or just have any basic questions, I could probably answer them for you. But if you have a more specific situation, I can always connect you to the clinic that I was at in San Jose. The CEO is a great guy. He's always doing Zoom calls. Just a very comforting and not a very big pressure kind of doctor office. They're really just out here doing research, some really good people. So if you want, just send me a message on Instagram. I'll put my Instagram in the bio here. It's positive.parker. Or send me a message anywhere else if you have my phone number or something like that. But like and subscribe, guys. This really helps out the channel, and I will see you on the next video.